We're about to get into today's Cleveland Browns mailbag. Before we do that, I'm trying to make the Browns Report a full-time channel here at Chat Sports. But in order to do that, you guys need to subscribe. Hit that big red button. It's youtube.com/Browns Report. The more subscribers that we get, it's pretty simple here at Chat Sports. The more videos we can do for you guys, and maybe even do them every single day. First up on the mailbag, Corey Decker just says, trade OBJ for Julio. Unsurprising, there are actually quite a few Julio Jones ones, but I limited it just to the one question. I get it. It is Julio Jones. And if we're being honest here, Odell Beckham in his time in Cleveland hasn't lived up to expectations. The unreal one-handed catch machine, arguably best receiver in the NFL, hasn't been the guy we've seen a lot in Cleveland. And if you wanted to get Julio Jones, moving OBJ is one way to do it. But Julio's also older. He's also coming off injury problems. So even though I get the appeal of Julio Jones, I think I'd actually move Jarvis Landry before I moved Odell Beckham. And I don't know if I want to tinker too much with an offense that I think bringing back Odell Beckham is going to be really good. So what do you guys think here? We are a show for the people after all. Pick a wide receiver. Type OBJ for you'd rather have Odell Beckham on your roster, or type in JJ for you'd rather get Julio Jones. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments section. Let's go to Will Larrick now. We had some questions from YouTube and Twitter on today's show. Have the Browns just gone from a bottom 5 secondary to a top 5 secondary? I'm actually very intrigued by this. The overhaul the Browns made in the back end is significant. Now, at the same time, injuries just destroyed that secondary last year. I mean, you look at what they're probably going to start. No disrespect to Ronnie Harrison. Again, they'll use a lot of 3 safety looks. Denzel Ward, Greedy Williams, Grant Delpit are all back in the end, and those guys are all banged up, at least in some capacity last year. Troy Hill, John Johnson, I love those additions. You add Greg Newsome in the first round. You still have Ronnie Harrison on top of that. I think this Browns secondary is significantly improved. Now, will it be top 5? I think depth and talent-wise, you can make that argument. A lot of it, though, will come down to the health going forward. So we will see what things look like from the Browns' perspective on that one. From Peter, I got faith in Curtis Weaver and Takk McKinley. One of them will be the long-term answer to play opposite Myles Garrett. I love the optimism there. I don't know if that's really going to end up being the case. One bright side here is the Browns haven't committed too much to those guys, so if they do, awesome. If not the end of the world. We all know Myles Garrett is one of the best edge rushers in the entire NFL, and Jadeveon Clowney will play a key role. Now, Takk McKinley, especially for where he was drafted, has been a pretty significant disappointment. I liked Curtis Weaver a lot coming out of Boise State. So I'm glad to hear that you got faith on that one, Peter. I'm not going to assume that they are. We'll see what happens this year. If they don't make a big impact, I think next offseason, edge rusher will once again be a key need for Cleveland. Will, once again, with a fantastic question, and it's a tough one for me. Is Nick Chubb worth extending? Analytics say no, but is he a rare exception? That's a tough one, man. Even dating back to last year, we were asked, hey, who's going to be the best back in the NFL? And I'm like, after this past year, Nick Chubb is going to be in that conversation. And I think he should be. Now, he missed some time, and it nerfed his stats, but Nick Chubb is awesome. The efficiency, the ground game he offers, in terms of pure runners, he is one of the best in the NFL. However, he is going to be expensive, a lot more than what the Browns had to pay Kareem Hunt. With the way the salary cap set to explode soon, Nick Chubb, if he's healthy this year and plays like he did last year, he's going to be asking for record-setting money among running backs in the NFL. He's going to be asking for $16+ million. And yes, the Vikings or the Browns want to win the football, just like Kevin Stefanski did with the Vikings and Dalvin Cook, but that's a lot of money. This is not a dig at all against Nick Chubb. I think he is among the most talented backs in the NFL. It's also an quote-unquote easier position to find in the NFL. So it's a really tough question. So I will take the coward's way out here and let you guys answer for me. Do you want to pay Nick Chubb? Let's say it's $16 million on the money. What do you guys think? Do you want to pay Nick Chubb? Get your votes in for me. Type Y for yes, or you can type in N for no. An Instagram question, very rare here, from Pete. Potentially very deep and talented tight end room. First off, you can get rid of the potentially. How are they going to take advantage, especially with all the other weapons on offense? I think you will see more of the same. There will be multiple tight end looks. That is what Kevin Stefanski likes to do. Austin Hooper, David Njoku, Harrison Bryant, 3 very good football players. All 3 of them will play games and significant snaps for the Cleveland Browns. Now, whether it's tight end 2 or 3, between Njoku or Bryant, doesn't matter all that much. Hooper's probably still your lead guy. I think in the end, with all of the weapons the Browns have, it will end up being a true spread the ball around approach for Cleveland this season.